Lionel, what happened? Selena thought she survived. He is her ally. She was trembling all alone. The smell of the strong. She is relieved. Now she should slowly get hold of herself. Selena stated, Duke, she almost died. Lionel said that she would kill her if she sticks to the Duke. Then she thought she should slowly play out her last move. Selena spoke, Duke, she is so tired and cold. She was trying to find the training ground to find him, but she got lost. She was lost for quite a long time. Please hold her. Duke picked her up. Lionel asked, what about her? Duke replied, the lady should rest as well. Escort her to her room. Selena thought, second round, second win, against an arrogant child. The next scene, Selena spoke that she received a murder threat. Lionel said that she should not act out, since she is nothing and she will die if she keeps acting out. Duke asked if she thought Lionel would kill her right away. Selena replied, if necessary. It seems that if she has this strength, she will probably be killed. Though, Lionel just hesitated since she was stronger. Even if Lionel is the killer, she is saying that she thinks it will be hard for her to do it herself. She will definitely get someone to do it. Even so, it was really scary. How can someone know if there is anyone hiding in that maze-like garden? She was really scared since she thought she could die. Duke told her she did a good job. Selena asked, is that all? His response is very simple. She almost died. Duke replied that much happens all the time. What more does she expect? Selena spoke. How can she ask more from the Duke? Just make sure to pay her a lot. Duke replied she doesn't have to worry about that. Then she asked. She came in making a big fuss while trembling in his hands. If she sleeps in her quarters tonight, won't it look strange? Duke replied he thinks so too. Selena asked if they have to sleep together. Duke was shocked. The two of them were frozen by the sudden tension. The servants who saved them both helped them. Selena thought she was getting ready to go to bed, but she didn't know it was this kind of preparation. Selena stated she won't wear this. Maids told her this is the outfit they worked so hard to prepare. Lenbert's best combat suit for captivating His Excellency. Selena replied, where in the world would they find a combat suit that reveals all important parts? Selena spoke that she is really just going to sleep. Maids replied, of course, the lady will just go to sleep in His Excellency's arms. Selena thought these people will just connect everything to that. They can think whatever they want. It's better than sleeping separately and getting her neck cut by that idiot lady. Then she asked why is everyone making a fuss? It's definitely not the first time for the Duke. Maids told her it's the first time, though. Selena stated even when he looks like that, don't nobles live with like 3,000 court ladies? Maids told her it's not that there are not a lot of people like that. Since His Excellency's original temper is so innocent, the lady knows it as well. His Excellency's personality used to look at women like stone. That's why they were surprised when that kind of person brought a lover home. They definitely should not miss this kind of event, when it can be a great opportunity for the Lenbert Duchy to have a successor. In the next scene, Selena apologized for being a little bit late since everyone had strange thoughts. She came after fighting for normal outfits and then asked what happened here. What the hell is he doing? Duke replied they said he has to do this much to be polite to the lady, even when it's just for one night. Selena asked if he is not serious, and Duke replied he is serious about wanting to go to sleep quickly. After some time, Selena asked if he sleeps facing left or right, and Duke replied to just sleep facing wherever she wants. Selena said she will go to the left. She has a habit of rolling to the left while sleeping. Duke told her to just sleep. Selena stated she thinks she is more nervous now than when she went to her first ever film shoot. Duke asked why, and Selena replied since it's her first time sharing a bed with a man. Duke asked if it's her first time, and Selena spoke, what did he just say now? He sounds like a playboy. Duke stated it was an unintentionally rude remark, and he apologized. Selena replied, okay, it's nothing. And it's true that this is her first time sharing a bed with a man. She is used to it anyway. Many people misunderstand, since she looked like this. Duke said he apologizes, and Selena spoke she is so touched to receive this kind of polite apology. Then she asked if she looks like someone who will meet with just anyone, and Duke replied no. It's because her acting skills are so good. Even though he knows that she is acting sometimes, it's like he is really captivated. Selena replied that means she is really good at acting. It feels good, since she will do her best moving forward. He can't fall for her until the end. And Duke replied he will be careful. In the morning, Selena woke up and thought, oh no, this is why she should have slept to the left. Now, what should she do? What did she do with the pillow to end up in Duke's arms? But it does feel good in his arms, since his body is thick. Let's get off him before he wakes up, and then she will just pretend nothing ever happened. Duke was watching her. Selena thought now it's time to roll away. Duke stated he knows she is already awake. Selena replied that's why she said she will sleep on the left side. Duke spoke, and he will keep that in mind from now on. In the next scene, Lady Rosalind arrived. She said she's really sorry to have come here without any notice. Duke replied it's been a long time. Fionel stated she is very sly. Rosalind has come here right after hearing that she is going to leave. Rosalind replied that everyone is very surprised that she suddenly came here, since she didn't attend the tea party without any notice. Selena thought now this is the time to watch a noble's technique, since Fionel is straightforward. She is too simple. Fionel spoke. Are they that close for her to have come all the way here? Just because she is worried about her? Rosalind replied her main purpose is to represent the capital's nobility and extend their condolences. Then she said, now, His Excellency, can she enter that they have exchanged their greetings? Selena thought, look at her, they have exchanged greetings. Can't she see her here? Does Rosalind think she's not even worthy of being a competitor? So, this is what Duke means by changing her strategy. Selena stated, are they having breakfast now? Rosalind asked, who is this? Duke replied he picked her up. Selena thought even with this kind of question, she is not asking Duke instead of her, and Duke is not helpful at all, as usual. Selena introduced herself. Rosalind replied, forgive her since it's her first time hearing this name. Which family is she from? Selena thought, look at her, speaking to her informally. Then she replied, is her family that important? The person itself is important, Duke stated. Rather than that, she is useful. Rosalind replied that's the same reason she rejected marriage a few years ago. A marriage is as useful as a hunting dog. He said that he would do it even 100 times, just a hunting dog. Is she as useful as that? However, if he's going to use a hunting dog, he should train it first. It's not even a commoner's hunting dog but the Lenbird Dutchy dog. Selena thought, look at that cheap talk. She picked the wrong opponent. Punk. She has a lot of experience in the entertainment industry. Then she said, is there any need to train such a pretty dog to hunt? They just need to keep it from doing anything difficult and appreciate its beauty. Rosalind stated that's interesting. Then she asked if she could request breakfast with this lady. Selena replied she likes it. Duke spoke, then do as they wish, he will excuse himself. Fionel also ran toward the Duke. Selena thought, no, that's good, the people disturbing them have left, now the sarcastic genius remains. How will he attack when there are only 2 of them? Rosalind kicked her. Selena thought it hurt. What was that? Rosalind stated how much. Selena thought, what is she asking? Rosalind asked how much it would take to get Selena to leave the Duke. Selena replied she is not just looking for some insignificant amount of money. Rosalind stated that she is sure Selena is going to rip him off. However, for a commoner like her, even if she counts to the largest number she can imagine, it will be just a small amount. That's why she told Selena to just say it. How much does she want? Selena thought this is how Rosalind is going to push her aside. She really has no manners. In response, Selena asked how much Rosalind can give her. Has she prepared 100 pieces of this sort of clothing? Selena considered the dress personally picked by the previous Duchess, considering it a cultural asset. No matter how rich and noble she is, Selena doesn't think it will be an easy amount of money to give. Rosalind replied, sure, she will give her that. Selena thought maybe she should accept it, but no, she has to go back to her original world. Selena stated she would give it to her just like that, and if so, then it's a shame to back down for just that much. Rosalind spoke, saying she thought Selina was just a pet, but it turns out she is a dirty merchant. She wants something else in addition to those things. Selina replied that, of course, a person's greed knows no end, but since this thing is really hard to find, she doesn't know whether the lady can give it to her. She will need the Duke's heart, since Rosalind has been talking about money from the start. Isn't it time she matched her offer? Rosalind stated the Duchess of Lenbert's position is a position where she has to risk her life. Someone already died behaving like her. Does she want to die for her greed? Does she think someone like her can live while covering that? Selina thought she is also mentioning the previous Duchess. Even though she is saying she is greedy, she is also trying to be at the Duke's side at the risk of dying. Since she doesn't look like she is a fool like Fionel, Selina believes that she is safe. The basis for that must be because she has the power to protect herself from that kind of threat. Or she is thinking to be the person in power, or she is the murderer. In the end, it means that Rosalind is also a prime suspect. Selina stated she doesn't need money. What she needs is the Duke's heart, rather than her. Isn't Rosalind the one being greedy since she already has money, status, position, all of that? Just give her the Duke's heart. Rosalind replied she doesn't need that small amount of money or status. She can have those kinds of things whenever she wants. If she wanted to, she can be even more powerful. Selina thought she doesn't understand. So what is her intention? If she doesn't need the Duke's money, status, or love, why is she courting the Duke? Rosalind spoke that she has warned her. If she doesn't know how to appreciate her life, then so be it. At night, dinner is ready. Selina thought she thinks there was a specific way to use the tableware. What was it? Whatever, it's not like she will be able to do it just by imitating it. Rosalind stated very interesting table manners. Which village did she get these manners from? Is it from the beast on the mountain? Selina replied if there is a beast that eats bread, she did not know. If she is a beast, then instead of eating the breadcrumbs on the floor, she thinks she would rather bite and tear at Lady Rosalind's neck, as she loves the taste of protein. Fionel said, "Oh, goodness." Selina replied, "Don't worry, it looks like there is nothing to eat over there. She don't have to be off gnawing bones." Then she said Duke picked her up. Rosalind give it a try. Maybe she will be able to receive a little bit of Duke's attention. Rosalind stated, she know His Grace's taste is something wild, but it's hard for her to match. It's still an identity, so it's hard to give up her status. Selina thought, she has no intention of becoming a dog together, she alone is noble. Duke stated, Thiolen is of noble status. In the past, Lambert dared to approach Thiolen's rank and got scolded. She refused Lambert's proposal harshly, saying it was not appropriate. Rosalind replied, no matter how small her influence was as a child, it was a mistake to refuse. Duke spoke, now that he think about it, it was pretty good. Her rank is inconvenient for her, as she know, he is from the north, so it's easier to sleep on the ground with wild animals and nature. Selina thought no, that's a defeat for her. Rosalind replied, if what she said has made him uncomfortable. Selina spoke, the Duke and she seem to be the best match. It's great that she is comfortable too. Duke stated, this is the so-called rank of Lambert. He have no intention of getting along with Thiolen. What do she think? Rosalind replied, how is she supposed to discuss his status, his grace? She didn't come to ask about that. The first reason was because she wanted to see him. But, as she said, she came on behalf of the nobles of the capital who care about him. These are the letters from the people in the capital who miss him. They asked her to deliver them to him. Will he answer one by one carefully? Selina thought, to deliver such a large number of letters to Duke, who is terribly bothered by communication with the capital. This is a rush of herbivores. Even the king of the jungle cannot survive getting kicked by a herd of rhinoceros. She nearly thought she won. Expect her to hide such a special move. This mealtime was their complete defeat. Then at night, Duke thought he had checked for a few hours, but he just went through half of it. Strange to have not let us from the families that would never formally pay attention. Selina came, and Duke asked in the middle of the night, what is she doing? Selina replied, "My clothes are a bit embarrassing. Please understand it because the maids recommended it." Duke replied, "Yes, it can be. The servants nagged a lot about what to do when spending the night with a lady. He don't care, so sit down." Selina thought, is she the only one who is embarrassed? Don't be shy for nothing, she should work hard. He said he didn't care. There is no way the ears of someone who doesn't care would explode like this. What a feeling of awkwardness. She needs to change the subject. Selina asks why he came for what today. He had to struggle against Fionel, but he was very active against Rosalind. Duke replies it's easy to deal with Rosalind. Officially, it could be rude. Selina asks if it's because of the refusal of a proposal. Duke replies that's right. His mother was greedy for reputation, so she wanted him to marry a central noble and get into the social world. Selina observes that it looks like he was rejected because of incompatibility, and Duke agrees. Selina comments that it's great he still remembers and takes revenge. Duke responds that it's not easy for him to forget grudges. Selina reveals that Rosalind pretended to be kind and noble, but was very strong when she threatened her. Duke is surprised and asks about the threat. Selina explains that Rosalind asked how much she wanted to get away from him, claiming she could afford hundreds of dresses. Duke is taken aback. Considering it equivalent to Lambert's budget of 20 years, Selina thinks she should have accepted it, but she must go back to the original world. Duke advises her to let go of greed. Selina questions the value of the position of Duchess, and Duke replies it's even more questionable, because there's no reason for Rosalind to pursue it. Selina shares that Rosalind doesn't need money or power but still desires the position of Duchess, and she wonders about the real reason. After some time, Duke reveals an important letter from the Crown Prince. The interpretation bracelets function as amazing, making it difficult for him to avoid the Crown Prince, who is ambitious for the throne. Lambert is an annoying and coveted place for the Crown Prince. Selina suggests enjoying the 300th anniversary of the country's foundation in the capital for investigation. Then Selina said His Grace she want to visit the capital. She want to go, please take her with him. Duke reply of course she have to go, stop it. Selina speak don't be like this, she don't want to follow him like a bonus. Please tell her he want to go with her. Duke reply no one is watching so why? Selina tell him he is bad at acting, strong enough to receive people properly. He should usually practice really. When will he stop panicking? Duke thought he is going crazy. The next morning, a maid informs Selina that Lady Rosalind has invited her to a tea party. Selina asks if there are any extra clothes, and the maid replies they couldn't prepare any due to a lack of a private message from the Duke. Selina states that she can't attend, but the maid insists she cannot refuse an invitation from a high-ranking family. The next scene Rosalind was shocked. Selina speak even though she said she didn't have clothes. Rosalind insisted on inviting her so she is here. Well it looks better than rags doesn't it? Rosalind stated that even with that kind of appearance, being rude has its limits. Selina replies that it can't be helped since she doesn't have any clothes. The ones she had were ripped off by the Duke last night. She thought her facial expression is worth seeing, and Rosalind speaks, saying they are not close enough for her to completely understand Lady Selina's situation, but she will bear in mind Lady Selina's wardrobe from now on. Selina replies that it's a bit weird, if she doesn't know anything about the woman the Duke personally brought in. They will see each other more often from now on, so Rosalind should please be careful. Rosalind states that she has a lot of things to do in the capital and will be leaving shortly, making it hard to see each other very often. Selina says that's what she meant. They will be meeting in the capital. She will be going to the capital as the Duke's partner in this year's celebration of the 300 years of the National Founding Day. Rosalind asks if she will be going to the capital with His Excellency, and Selina replies yes, as he really takes care of her. When she begged him to bring her, he agreed right away. Rosalind asks how could Duke leave his dignity away like this? Selina reply even though he is the person who would hold his dignity in front of a woman who is on his lap. Rosalind shouts, asking how dare she, that kind of indecent act. Suddenly, the Duke arrives, and Rosalind wonders why now. She has to hurry and say that Selena deliberately insulted the party. Selena starts crying, and Rosalind thinks she is crying so he won't have time to explain herself. Duke hugs her, and Selena thought she knew this would happen, so she sent a letter to summon the Duke. Duke states that this place is not the society that she dominates, and thinks that this time Selena relayed a message, catching Rosalind red-handed. If she hadn't sent that letter, he wonders how much would have happened without her knowledge. Selena thinks the good decision has turned in their favor. If it ends here, this will be remembered by the Duke, and she should plant more of her impression. She controls her emotions to be as pitiful as she can, then says to Duke that she is really cold, and she wants to go inside. Duke picks her up and says the tea party will end here. It's dismissed. Selena thinks it's a perfect victory, so she shall do the last attack, classically screw her. After that, Selena says he did a great job. He came right away when she called him, made Rosalind his enemy, and brought her here while holding her perfectly. Duke states to stop being happy about her victory and start preparing. He has called tailors to make some dresses for her as she can't walk around with that look much longer. Before that, he has something to tell her, like what happened today. Moving forward, she will be facing nobles, and with that, she has to be able to face various patterns. Her acting is already good now, but with just her ability as her weapon, there is a possibility that there will be opponents that she can't handle. That's why he has decided to give her another weapon, and that is knowledge. They have 20 days before they leave for the capital, so in that time, she should familiarize herself with manners, social skills, and basic culture. She too shall become a proper noble lady. Selena asks why she would suddenly want to change the concept of playing the role of an uncultured and coarse lady. Duke replies that he doesn't mean to totally change that concept, but if she wants to enter high society, she should know their secret way of conversing. Selena speaks, saying that if she doesn't even know how to talk with them, she won't be able to get along with them, let alone dig up information. Duke tells her that, and more importantly, it bothers him. Selena states that she guesses he is concerned about Lenbert's reputation after all. Duke replies that Lenbert's reputation is not so insignificant to be swayed by her alone. It's not for that reason. He just doesn't want to see her get ignored by anyone. Selena thinks if this person is originally someone who can think like this, then she asks if Duke learned the society's secret way of conversing, and Duke asks why would he. Selena speaks, suggesting they learn it together. Duke replies no way, it's annoying. Selena tells him he will definitely need to familiarize himself with society's language. He is going to throw himself into the enemy camp. Doesn't he think he should be prepared for a variety of situations? There will also be a time when she will send the Duke a signal with their language. Duke replies, okay. Selena says, let's make a bet. Fulfill a wish for the person who learns the society's secret way of conversing first. Duke agrees, saying sure, he can do that. It's not hard, but it's difficult for her because of the difference between him, who has been interacting with nobles for decades, and her, who just came to this world a few days ago. Selena replies that he has to compare it first to see the difference. Remember, learn together, and the loser must fulfill the winner's wish. After some time, the designer asks if they should do one dress for each design. Duke replies, asking what he means. Is he looking down on Lenbert right now? Do 7 types. Selena states, no, don't do that. She thinks there is a color that fits each design. Making all sorts of colors means that it will be mass-produced. The designer replies that he never thought she would understand the value of their design. Selena suggests making one for each design. Duke speaks, saying Selena's extravagance to some extent is a basic quality of aristocracy. Selena wonders if there is a way to handle that common sense and still save Duke's face. Then she says, let's be extravagant in another way. She has thought of an aristocratic way. Nobles should wear luxurious items instead of mass-produced ones. Rather than making lots of them, make only one and make it with great care. For example, make a new kind of fabric that has never been made in the whole world, or crush gems into small pieces and make them together with thread to create the cloth. The thread will be coated with gold and silver to create a pattern on the fabric itself. This kind of fabric will start a new trend. It obviously won't work. The designer speaks. Lady is a genius. Of course, a beautiful person will know ways to make beautiful things. If they do that, the fabric itself can emit colorful lights. But it's a project that needs a lot of human resources and additional expenses. Duke replies that he will invest generously. Lenbert will provide the gold and gems. They will be going to the capital 20 days from now, so until then, prepay around 100 pieces, each one with a different design. Selina thinks 100 pieces in 20 days. Does he want to work people to death? Duke said this is the down payment. The designer replies that it's enough. Selina thinks, yes, they are crazy. They are all crazy in this neighborhood, from the nobles to tailors. The next morning, Duke asks how Selina's etiquette lesson is on its first day. Is it bad? Jeanette replies that she is a genius. It's certain that she never learned any etiquette. She does not have the natural habit and common knowledge, but she absorbs everything they teach her. A few hours ago, Selina asks why it's only the two of them. Jeanette replies that it's because she is going to teach her, for the first half of the etiquette and knowledge lesson. Selina asks about the Duke, and they have decided to learn together. Jeanette replies that it will be done after Lady's basic lesson. Selina thinks that expression. With their taxation alone, she can tell that Jeanette dislikes her. Selina asks what happens if she still cannot do any of it even after trying hard. Jeanette replies that she will do her best to teach her so that kind of thing won't happen. Selina asks what if she still can't do it. Jeanette replies that if so, then she will do her best to take care of it. Selina thought, do her best to take care of it. What kind of action will she take? Then Selina replies, saying she understood and asks Jeanette to please take care of her. She thinks, let's enjoy the feeling of nervousness after a while. She is an actress who has lived countless lives that she had never experienced before. This much etiquette is a piece of cake. After some time, Jeanette thought she only showed her everything once. It's more than 50 moves. How can she be this good? Sitting posture, breathing pace, the angle of the arms. It's as if she emits elegance even from the tip of her fingers. This is almost like the royal family. Back in present time, Jeanette speaks, saying that she has a special and she has another identity. Duke replies that's not it. He will guarantee her identity. After some time, Duke thinks that if she can master that complicated etiquette within a day, he thinks he might lose the bet. What wish will she ask? Then at night, the maid speaks, saying that everyone is saying she is beautiful, and that they understand why the Duke fell head over heels for her. Selina thinks there are too many servants who scorn her for that to be true. This maid sure is a stranger. For her, each connection matters. What hidden intention does she have? Should she lure her in a little to talk? She is glad that everybody likes her. However, she doesn't think Madame Jeanette is a reliable person. She said she won't leave her alone if she disgraces Lenbert's honor, while glaring at her like this. The maid replies she is always like that to the maids as well. Whenever they do something, she always nags about honor. She doesn't even know how she managed to serve beside the previous duchess. Even though the previous duchess was from a noble family, in Madame Jeanette's eyes, there was something lacking about her. They said she always followed the duchess and nagged her. She even got it from nagging too much. Selina thinks she doesn't know if it's on purpose or she is born with it, but she is good at talking. She will have a lot of information to gain. She should keep her at her side. Selina speaks. She has to ask something. First, don't look at her in a strange way. It's just bothering her. The maid replies not to worry and just tell her. Selina speak. The other ladies said if she keeps acting up, she will die, or if she is greedy, she will die. But in reality, who died? When she keeps hearing about it, it sounds like it's not just a threat. The maid replies that truthfully, around 1 month ago, His Excellency's prospective fiancé died by suicide at the house in the capital. Selina asks if she saw the prospective fiancé herself. The maid says, of course, she was one of the servants who followed to the capital. She was just quite normal and plain. She was gloomy and didn't talk much. She also always had a dark facial expression. Selena thinks it's unexpected. How can an evaluation about a person be this different? To one person, she is a calm and quiet woman, and to another, she is a gloomy and dark woman. Selena asks if she didn't like her. The maid replies, "Of course, she didn't like her. This is really a secret. That woman was sleeping around crazily in the capital." In the next scene, Duke asks if she looks tired. Selena replies, "Madame Jeanette was so hard. She was even instructed to control her breath. Looked at her like she was a bug." Duke tells her that she was complimented by Madame. Selena speaks. She completed her in front of the Duke. Isn't she a psychopath? She heard that Madame was also like that toward the previous Duchess. Then she tells him the whole story. Duke replies, he thinks it's just a piece of advice for her behavior. It's something that only a loyal headmaid should do. Selena asks if Irel really died from suicide. She is sorry to bring this up, but she really needs to know. An enemy doesn't always come from outside. Duke asks if she received immense pressure from Madame and other people. Doesn't that mean that she could have possibly ended her own life? Selena speaks. Even though she decided to end her life, if she had no other choice because of the pressure from outside, can it be counted as murder? Selena thinks if Duke says no, this aspect could disappear, but if he says yes, he will have to get revenge on an opponent who doesn't even have blood on their hands. A man in Duke's position, vindictive revenge against another noblewoman, it could raise a war. Duke replies it's murder in his opinion. Selena speaks, good. Then she will name the people who made her want to give up and die, before reaching the Duchess position. First is Madame. The second one is the maids who followed her to the capital. Madame always takes action for Lenbard's honor, but the maid's work is always talking behind her back. Duke speaks. It seems like nothing at the first glance. Selena replies, it's true from his perspective, since he has never lived it while being mindful of other people like Irel. Has the Duke ever been shaken by other people's evaluation of him? Duke replies no. Selena asks if he has ever gotten uncomfortable because people don't like him. Duke replies no. Has he ever been threatened to be kicked out from Lenbard for not being polite? Duke replies no. Selena tells her that's the difference. The Duke has power even if he doesn't mind other people, but neither she nor Irel has that. Duke asks, but she is from Gian Dukedom, which is quite powerful. Selena replies that's the Duke's perspective. From Irel's perspective, if there is even a speck of scandal, she will live constantly under the threat of being kicked out. If she gets kicked out, what about the dukedom's honor? Her position will be the one who ruins the honor of the dukedom. If a person is ostracized, she can think of doing anything. Selena thinks she has to get from that situation. But there were people who held out their hands to her. But what about Irel? Did she have a person she believed in? Duke asks what kind of sentences are there for a person to want to die from it. Selena replies they won't know exactly since they are not Irel. Duke speaks. He would not care what scandal arose. The deal with Gian Dukedom was simple. He will give the money, and they will just provide him with a duchess without any presents. Selena states, for example, she played around so promiscuously that there wasn't a single man she had not touched in the capital. Duke replies, this is not a problem. Everybody lives like that, and it's not uncommon for 1 or 2 rumors to spread about the Duchess of Lenbard. Selena replies she has said it before, and she will say it again. He would think of it like that, for some people not to be welcomed by anyone, after facing problems here and there. To end up being kicked out and abandoned by their own family without somewhere to belong, they will think that it is better to die. Selena speaks. She is sorry. While talking about this, she got too excited, then she was going down. Duke holds her, and said whatever rumors are going around, whether it is true or not, he would not mind at all. This applies to her as well. Therefore, do not shrink back from their words. Remember that unless she runs away, he won't ever abandon her. Even so, don't have any affairs with another man while she is still in the contract with him. After some time, Jeanette tells her she should use a polite way of conversing when she raises a complaint. Selena replies it's not even an aerial situation. Why is she so strict? Jeanette speaks. She has told her to make it a habit even when there is no one looking. Duke asks her why her way of teaching is stricter than he thought. Jeanette replies there is bound to be a difference between the lady's etiquette and His Excellency's etiquette. Duke asks why. Jeanette has no answer. Selina thought, how can she pester her so much, when she doesn't even have a reason? How absurd. Then she said she tells her she is not interested in the Duchess's position, and also she doesn't have any intention to stay here forever. So there is no need for Jeanette to bother her, and she doesn't know if she ever did this to someone else. Duke thought, is this how it feels? Excessive pressure. Since this happened in front of him, this must be just the tip of an iceberg. Then he said he had told her to teach her just enough so that she doesn't tarnish Lenbard's honor. Jeanette replies she understands. Selina thought, look at how obedient she is with Duke's words. What exactly is her problem? Then at night, Jeanette was laughing at Duke. He said he would end it quickly, but he is wrong. How can he be so confident when he accepted the bet? The person Madame Jeanette should be strict with is here. Like this video. Hit the like button and subscribe for more videos.